the United States Marine. When I was just a boy in school, I had this one very, very special dream. That one day I'd leave the farm when I grew up, when I joined the military, and I'd become a proud United States Marine. I worked very, very hard at getting into shape. Sometimes that was really tough. But I never ever let my dream escape. But I knew if I ever really wanted to be a Marine, I'd have to be more than good enough. Now, Mom and Dad wanted me to go to college, but on that, I was never very keen. So one day I sneaked off into town and I signed on the dotted line, and I became a proud United States Marine. And they sent me off to boot camp, for I had to learn my trade. There were many, many days I felt like quitting, but I didn't. I just worked harder, because that's the way the proud United States Marine is made. It was while I was there in boot camp, I learned to fire a gun, to carry a dead weight on my back. When training was over, the sergeant said, "Congratulations, son. You made the first team, and the first prize is a ticket to Iraq." Now that was the kind of news that I waited a long, long time to hear. And from that moment on, there would be no turning back. So I went to my quarters and I packed my gear. And I made some preparations to join the fighting in Iraq. I barely had time to say goodbye to Dad and Mom and all the friends I had. Now I found myself lying trembling in this stinking trench, somewhere on the outskirts of a city called Baghdad. My body aches all over, and there's this terrible pounding in my head. There's bodies scattered all around me. Those bodies used to be my greatest friends, but now all of them are dead. So I pay a silent tribute to my friends as I lie there all alone. I tell them it was an honor and a privilege to have served with them, for they were some of the bravest and most courageous men that I had ever known. I lie here very quietly and I try to hold my breath, but I know that if the enemy come back and they hear me, it will mean almost certain death. I'm waiting for the enemy to come, and I wipe the sweat out of my eyes. My heart is pounding deep down in my chest, and I'm wondering, is this the way every hero feels just before he dies? And I'm wondering, will my death be almost painless, just one secondary moment of pain? Or will I somehow manage to survive out here and live to fight again? And I'm thinking just how different my life could have been if I hadn't sneaked off into town that day and signed on the dotted line, the day that I became a proud United States Marine. But I have been much happier living the life that I had lived before. Well, you might think I'm crazy, but I don't think I ever will be. For I am proud to fight and die in the stinking trench for the honor of the Corps. For that is the life I chose to live when I fulfilled my boyhood dream, to fight and die for America's cause and for freedom, because I am, and I always will be, a proud United States Marine. God bless our troops. God bless America.